The Pran Pratishtha ceremony for the Ram Mandir has successfully been done on 22nd of January 2024. So this has become a historic day in our country as the inauguration for the Ram Mandir has been done successfully. Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be discussing about the architecture of Ram Mandir and how does it resemble to the Nagara style of temple architecture. So let's begin first of all about the points of discussion. First about the news, then about the architecture of Ram Mandir, then Nagara style of temple architecture and why are they both similar, and in the end a prelims MCQ. Topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 1, that is Art and Culture. Knowing about the Nagara style of temple architecture is important. So let's begin, and before it, on the occasion of Republic Day, Drishti IAS is coming up with a special discount for all of you. Drishti IAS is offering 20 to 50% discount on all online pen drive and test series courses. So you can go and check this out and download the Drishti Learning app for more information. And the news talks about what is the Nagar style in which Ayodhya's Ram temple is being built. So recently the inauguration or the Pran Pratishtha for Ram Mandir has been done, and the Prime Minister of India was present at the occasion, and the architecture of Ram Mandir or Ram temple resembles to Nagar style of temple architecture. So famously there are two styles of temple architecture which is considered, that is Dravida and Nagara. So Nagar temple architecture is considered to be present in the North India region, while Dravida is present in the southern India region, and there is one more that is called Vesara style, and that is present in a very limited region, you can say, but majorly it is Nagar and Dravida. So Ram Mandir has been inaugurated on 22nd of January 2024, and Pran Pratishtha or consecration ceremony of the Ram Lala idol has been done, and it is built near the banks of the river Saryu. So this name you should remember, that Ayodhya, the city Ayodhya is situated on the bank of which river? So that is Saryu river, and it has been designed, the complex, in the Nagar style of temple architecture. So the question can very easily be asked, like the statement can be that the Ram temple is similar to Nagar style or Dravida style. So you should know that it belongs to the Nagara style. And look at this image. So this is the overview of the Ram temple. If you will look at the bird eye view, this is how the complex of the Ram temple looks like. So this is how it looks like. So we have a total of 392 pillars and 44 doors. Then we have a east-west length of 380 feet, then the width of 250 feet, and in total there are 3 stories in the temple. So 3 stories with each floor 20 feet high, and the height of overall height is around 161 feet. And then the entry is from the east, which is ascending 32 stairs through the Singh Dwar. So there are around 32 stairs which the person has to climb to reach to the Garbhagriha. We will be looking into detail that what is the terminologies and what does it mean. So first of all, let us know about Ram Mandir and what are the specifications of Ram Mandir, and this is the idol which has been unveiled at the Ram Mandir. So let's know about Ram Mandir. So the chief architect of the Ram Mandir is Chandrakant Sompura, Nikhil Sompura and Ashish Sompura. So they are the chief architects, and the construction company who has built the Ram Mandir is the Larsen and Turbo. The sculpture has been made by Arun Yogiraj in Mysore. Then the total area of the Ram temple, the complex, is 70 acres. if we talk about the temple dimensions, then they are length is 380 feet, width is 250 feet and height is 161 feet. So this is the dimension of the temple, overall dimension, that is the length, breadth and height. And if we talk about the architectural style, so it belongs to the Indian Nagar style of temple architecture. Architectural highlights. So in total the temple has 3 stories, 392 pillars and 44 doors. And if we talk about the construction material which has been used to build the temple, then the iron or the steel has not been used in the construction of the temple at all. What has been used is the Makrana marble. The marble you will be able to see the white color marble, the pink sandstone which is basically you will see from outside the whole temple, and the granite stone and colored marble. So it is the marbles or the stones which has been used in the construction of the temple. The iron or the steel has not been used. So let us look at the temple image. Okay, look at this image. So if you will see ground floor, then you will see another floor, then you see another floor, and then you will see the shikhar. I will be going into the detail that what is shikhar, what is garbhagriha, what is sanctum sanctorum, what is kalash, amlak. See, this is how it is. And then these are the pillars that we talked about. These are the pillars and this is the whole temple complex. Then a person to reach the garbhagriha has to go through the number of stairs that we discussed. I think it was 32 in numbers. So this is how the temple complex looks like. And I just showed you the overview of the temple complex also. So this is how the temple looks like if one will look from upside, that is the bird eye view. This was we talked about everything which can be asked in exam from the temple perspective, because we need to look into other perspectives, not from the political perspective. We need to look into that what can be asked from the exam perspective. Now coming back to it, now we will be looking into the Nagar style of temple architecture, because the Ram temple or the Ram Mandir has been made in the style of Nagar style, which is basically present in the North India temples. So the Nagar style was first developed in North India during the Gupta period in the 5th century AD. So first of all, you need to remember the ruling dynasty which was present at that point of time. So it was the Gupta dynasty, 5th century AD, and it is built on a simple stone platform with steps leading up to the temple, that is a raised plinth. And as I told you that there are around 32 stairs which a person needs to climb to reach to the temple, main temple, that is the garbhagriha, that is the sanctum sanctorum, where actually the main deity or the main idol resides. So it is present on a raised plinth. Then there is garbhagriha, which is also known as sanctum sanctorum, and this is where the idol of the deity rests. So this is the place where the Lord Ram idol is placed is known as the garbhagriha, and that is the place which is under the main shikhar of the temple, and that is the main place of the temple, that is known as the garbhagriha, where the main deity of the temple rests. Then if we talk about the shikhar, then the garbhagriha is always located directly below the highest shikhar. So garbhagriha is located directly below the highest shikhar, and there is also a kalash installed on the shikhar. So above the shikhar there is a kalash which is installed. So let me show you. See, imagine that this is the architecture of a map of a temple, and what are the different things that you will be able to see. So see, when we talk about that a temple is made on a raised plinth, so you can see this is a raised platform, and these are the stairs which a person has to climb. So this is the raised plinth. Okay, point 1. And this is also present in Ram Mandir, as 32 stairs are there. Then this tall, the main upraised thing that you see in a temple. So whenever, if you will normally go and see a temple, then from very far away also you will be able to see some part of the temple, and that some part is not the main building of the temple. So that is a place, that is the main where the main idol rests. So there is an upraised platform which has been made, or you can say that that is known as shikhar. So shikhar is this, the upraised part of the building that is in vertical format, and it is very tall in height, and it is considered to be the highest point also of the temple. So this point is known as shikhar, and this is also present in the Ram temple. Then above the shikhar is present the amlak. So that is the amlak, and above the amlak is present the kalash. And then if we talk about this is shikhar, so below the shikhar is present the main idol, or the main idol of the temple resides there. So that is known as the Garbhagriha. So Garbhagriha is present in Ram temple, shikhar is present, amlak is present, and apart from the main shikhar, which is the tallest part of the building, there are smaller shikhars also which is present in a temple complex, and these are often known as mandap. These are known as mandap. And then there is a pathway which takes a person from mandap to the main Garbhagriha, and that is called as antaral. Then that is called as antaral. And there is a circumambulatory pathway also around the Garbhagriha, where the person moves and in a clockwise direction, or whichever direction the person desires to move in around the Garbhagriha. So we talked about the Gupta period, we talked about the raised plinth, then about Garbhagriha, then about shikhar, then we also talked about the kalash and the amlak which is installed over the shikhar. Then there is an circumambulatory passage around the Garbhagriha, because many a times we see the devotees want to move around in the Garbhagriha. Then if we talk about the shikhar, then shikhar is not of one type, there are many different types of shikhars. So there are in total 4 types of shikhar. First is Rekha Prasad or Latina, that is present in the Sri Jagannath temple of Odisha. So if we will talk about different states in India, then in different states the shikhar is of different types. So the Sri Jagannath temple of Odisha, the shikhar is known as Rekha Prasad. So this is the example of it, this first image. So if we will see that it has a long shikhar, and above it, this region is amlak, this region is kalash. Then we have Shekhari, which is present in the Khajuraho Kandariya Mahadev temple. Then we have the Vallabhi, which is Telika Mandir, and then we have the Kamsana, which is the Jagmohan of Konark temple. So these are the 4 different types of shikhars. And there is one differentiation, major differentiation between the Dravida style and the Nagara style, that is in Nagara style shikhar, and in Dravida style it is known as Viman, and Viman is much smaller as compared to shikhar. So if this is shikhar, if it would have been a Dravida style, then the length is short, the height is short, the Viman is comparatively very short in height. And then one more difference that can be, that is the absence of boundary wall or gateways. While the boundary wall and gateways are very much present in the Dravida style, that is the South Indian temples, you will be able to see the boundary walls and gateways. Gateways are known as gopurams. The huge gopurams you will be able to see in the Dravida style, but not in the Nagara style. Then we have Viman in Dravida style, Then we have boundary walls in Dravida style, where on the boundary walls there are a lot many stories which are written. So this was about the Nagara style of temple architecture, and we see that Garbhagriha is present in Ram Mandir, raised plinth is present, sanctum sanctorum is present, shikhar is present, kalash is present, amlak is present. Then there is circumambulatory pathway also. Then there is mandaps. So the Ram Mandir actually resembles, if we talk about that, if it talks about that which style of temple architecture does it resemble more between the Dravida and the Nagara, then the answer would be Nagara. And in the end, a prelims MCQ, and people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. With regard to Nagar style of temple architecture, consider the following statements. You have to talk about the correct statements. First, it was developed during the Gupta period. Second, main deity rests under the sanctum sanctorum. Third, kalash is installed on top of shikhar. So you have to talk about how many statements given are correct. Only one statement, only two statement, or only three statement, or none of the above. So give me the answer in the comment section, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the Drishti IAS channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.